The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Fire hit a portion of the Pasig City General Hospital earlier today. The Bureau of Fire Protection reports that it reached third alarm at past 11 a.m. A storage area, which was separate from the main hospital building, was affected. The cause of the fire is still uncertain as of the moment. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno and his constituents are complaining about the slow vaccine rollout in the city. We have ROMEL LOPEZ reporting live from Manila to give us updates on this. Romel, could you tell us what's causing the holdup?
As Charles, the residents of Manila agree with Mayor Isko Moreno that the vaccine distribution in their city has been very slow so far. Here in Jacinto Zamora Elementary School, 600 Sinovac doses have been allotted, which will be primarily used as second doses. Residents said they feel relieved after finally getting fully vaccinated. But they also lamented how the city and the country as a whole still need more vaccines. One resident told News 5 that many people want to get vaccinated but couldn't do so because of limited supplies. Mayor Isko Moreno said Manila only received 8,400 out of 1 million vials of Sinovac last month and 1,170 vials of Pfizer recently. He claimed that thousands are waiting for vaccines, but supplies are just lying idle in warehouses. Manila is currently administering an average of 500 to 700 doses per day per vaccination site. But the LGU and the doctors or the medical frontliners said they can do better than this if they have enough vaccine supplies. Here's what Moreno had to say.
Na po nagsasabi sa inyo, hindi po mabagal, super bagal. Yung deployment. Kasi lahat ng local government ready naman mag-deploy kasi ginagawa na natin yan eh. I don't know why is it taking so long. Hindi ko alam kung pinatutubuan pa nila sa kanilang refrigerator itong mga bakunang ito. That I don't know. There must be somebody who's going to be liable.
Charles, the city plans to roll out its 7,000 plus doses of Pfizer tomorrow, Thursday. Charles?
Thanks for those updates, Romel. That was ROMEL LOPEZ reporting live from Manila. The Health Department is reminding LGUs to prioritize members of the A1 to A3 clusters in using vaccines from the COVAX facility. Undersecretary Mirna Cabutaje said the donated jabs are intended for healthcare workers, senior citizens, and persons with comorbidities.
Hindi po natin pwedeng ibigay sa ibang areas. Kung i-review natin yung ating accomplishment, sa A1, meron pa tayong mga 24% na hindi nababakunahan. Sa A2, 6% pa lang po ang nabakunahan natin.
Cabutaje also told LGUs that they're free to administer vaccines from COVAX as first doses pending the next shipment.
Yung sa AstraZeneca, meron na tayong 82% na na-deploy. Yung sa Pfizer, na-deploy na natin yung 84,000 out of 193,050. So itutuloy pa rin ibigay ito sa cities ng NCR, yung hindi pa na bigyan kahapon, at naibigay na sa Cebu and Davao.
Let's now check in on vaccine updates from around the world. The first shot of AstraZeneca's vaccine reduces risks of a COVID-19 death by 80%, according to a real-world study. The Public Health England study looked at new symptomatic COVID cases between December and April of 2020, as well as people who died within 28 days of their positive test by vaccination status. Those who received one dose of AstraZeneca were 55% protected against death compared to unvaccinated people. Brazil has suspended the use of AstraZeneca's jab among pregnant women. A 35-year-old pregnant woman died of a stroke after vaccination, although health experts have yet to confirm whether the incident was related to the vaccine. And France will allocate more than 5% of its COVID-19 vaccines to the World Health Organization-led COVAX facility. The Western European country is planning to give part of its vaccine to COVAX by the end of 2021. We'll have more stories after a quick break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The Philippine Navy is eyeing public-private partnerships to boost our presence in the West Philippine Sea. To give us more details, we have Patricia Mangune reporting to us over the phone. Pat, good afternoon. Could you give us the key takeaways from today's webinar?
Charles, a key Navy official is proposing development and investment for Palawan to enhance our maritime domain awareness and security in the West Philippine Sea. In a virtual symposium, Navy Littoral Combat Force Commander Roy Trinidad said the private sector in Palawan can boost our activities to safeguard the West Philippine Sea. Trinidad explained that public-private partnerships can expand our piers in the province and set up shipbuilding and repair stations. He added that these could improve our telecommunication capabilities and sustain Navy ship patrols and other operations in the Kalayaan Group of Islands and other areas. Such move can also generate jobs and encourage more small and medium enterprises to start business in the province. The official, however, stressed that the national government should set the direction for the partnership. Meanwhile, Professor Atsuko Kanehara suggested that the Philippines can also improve information sharing with the private fishing vessels. Kanehara is from the Advisory Council for the National Headquarters for Ocean Policy of Japan. He said 120,000 fishing boats in Japan are able to send data to their Coast Guard on matters of border surveillance, navigation safety, and environmental protection. Meanwhile, Charles, Commodore Trinidad also says public-private partnership deals can also extend to the academe to gain leadership trainings in maritime security. Charles?
Thanks for that, Pat. That was Pat Mangune reporting live from Mandaluyong. China's population continues to grow, although new births have fallen to their lowest in almost 6 decades. The full story from Bloomberg Quick Take.
So we had this once-in-a-decade census where we found out that China's population growth as well as its birth rate had slowed. So the country had reported 1.412 billion people in China last year and 12 million newborn babies. So that means that China will really have to recalibrate its projections for when the population is expected to peak. Because just 4 years ago, in 2017, it had expected that the population would peak in 2030. And now we're seeing demographers saying that that date could be as early as next year. Yes, so the immediate challenges are how to support China's aging society, as well as the impacts of a potentially soon-to-be declining population on economic growth. So, of course, we know that a declining and aging population really makes it a lot harder for the government to be able to, pay pensions and also for health care. One concern is certainly the slump in the share of China's working age population, which was about 63% last year compared to about 70% a decade ago. So, of course, at the press briefing, officials try to emphasize that the slowdown in population growth is very natural for a country that's developing, and they said that China would adopt measures to push for what they call this long-term balanced development of the population. So the government has signaled a willingness to ease birth restrictions. We know that in some localities, they are looking into allowing families to have 3 children instead of the current limit of 2 before there are penalties. Of course, the government can also try to boost the working age population by extending the retirement age, which in China, it's currently one of the lowest in the world. The government's 5-year plan does call for the retirement age to be raised in a phased manner. So it does show that the government is trying to take measures to address low birth rates and an aging society, which economists say will be the dominant features of China's demography for decades to come.
For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star and Business World online. Do visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, stay safe, Philippines. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.